Greta Thunberg responds to Asperger's critics, "It's a superpower." Teenage climate activist responds to criticism, saying, "When haters go after your looks and differences, you know you're winning."
Here's a summary of the article.
Greta Thunberg has spoken about her Asperger's syndrome diagnosis after she was criticized over the condition, saying it makes her different, but that she considers it a superpower. Thunberg, the public face of the school climate strike movement, said on Twitter that before she started her climate action campaign she had no energy, no friends, and I didn't speak to anyone. "I just sat alone at home, with an eating disorder." Greta Thunberg, "I'm not public about my diagnosis to hide behind it, but because I know many ignorant people still see it as an illness, or something negative." In 2013, Asperger's was folded into the wider diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. In July, Thunberg hit back at the Australian News Corp columnist Andrew Bolt for writing a deeply offensive column that mocked her diagnosis. Thunberg responded by tweeting that she was deeply disturbed by the hate and conspiracy campaigns run by climate deniers like Bolt. Greta Thunberg, "I am indeed deeply disturbed about the fact that these hate and conspiracy campaigns are allowed to go on and on and on just because we children communicate and act on the science."
This post received a score of 48,786, with an upvote ratio of 78%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Note that the headlines is not what Greta Thunberg herself said. Her exact statement was, "Which is something I can definitely agree on. A different perspective gives you, at times, the ability to see what is hidden from everyone else because everyone thinks it's normal and thus the brain just filters it out as, this is normal. And that's kind of a superpower, a built-in September field nullifier."
September field nullifiers are able to penetrate somebody else's problem shields put up by people so they don't have to take action. See
Chief Mate's Commandment Number 3, there are no SEPs on a ship. If you see it you own it until you fix it or tell someone about it. So far no one has picked up my reference, but I've got a few more years to retirement, so there's still hope.
Oh, Under Siege?
Guys, read the article. She isn't saying Asperger's is a superpower full stop, she's saying it gave her purpose once she started getting into climate activism, so she considers it her superpower. She has to live with it, and I don't think anyone can tell her that it isn't a superpower and that she's actually meant to be feeling really shit. Yup, she said in another interview that it makes her see things black and white and think logically, so when she informed herself about the climate crisis she didn't have the false sense of optimism and hope that regular people had. She saw it all in black, and logically had to act on it.
Honestly, that inability of humans to stare inconvenient facts in the face is the problem with so much of the world ATM. Most of why Brexit still has supporters feels like it's because most of the Leave people refuse to face a reality that things predicted to happen could ever actually happen to Britain.
I wish we had more Vulcans be able to vote here on Earth.
Yeah, sadly we've just got Vulcans that can't vote.
And the ballots are full of Ferengi.
That definitely explains the right wing as of late. They are basically Ferengi, my new name for the Republicrat lobby lovers.
There is some irony in that quite a few people can't tell when a person with autism is speaking metaphorically.
Why do you think that belief exists in the first place? If two groups do not understand each other, the larger group is going to frame it as a unilateral problem with the smaller group. And Group A will take their inability to understand Group B as a reason not to try, which further widens the gulf and is taken to confirm its premise.
I take your general meaning, but it's not like high-functioning people with autism are especially rare. Admittedly, diagnoses may be much rarer than cases in some parts. I guess if you have in your head a particular version of autism, like someone with high levels of special needs, then you might be forgiven for being confused, but even then it's clear that Greta is not one of those people.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.